How dare you even speak the name of Dr. King?
Today's his birthday.
What do you know about his teaching?
Plenty. I remember when you went to the march in Washington back in '63. When you came back, you told Rebecca all about Dr. King's speech. How everyone had the right to the American dream, whether they were white or black.
And I suppose you think you're giving Ruth a chance to have her dream now, don't you?
Yes. The one that you took away when she was just a young woman.
You took it away when you seduced her.
Vivian, it may have looked like that, but I cared for Ruth very deeply.
All you ever cared about was yourself. And now you're doing it all over again. Filling her head with the idea that she can sing.
She can sing. She sings beautifully. What you can't stand is that now Ruth doesn't have to ask your permission.
Ruth has a husband and a family. She has responsibilities.
Look, I'm just asking her to sing, not give up her responsibilities or her family.
Not yet. But I can see where you're headed.
That's enough, Vivian.
Ruth is not going to sing here tomorrow night.
Is that right?
And the sooner you tell her, the better. Now, I don't care how or what you tell her. Say you changed your mind. You found somebody else.
I'll say no such thing.
But you have to. Ruth is not thinking straight. Isn't it enough that you already destroyed your own family? Do you have to do the same to my daughters?
I have no intention of destroying anyone.
If you care about her the way you say you do, you cancel your offer. I mean it. Stay away from her. Because if you don't...
If I don't, what?
God forgive me for saying this, but I swear, if you don't leave my daughter alone, if you don't stop trying to destroy my family, I'll set fire to this place, and I hope you burn with it.
Oh, darling, of course I don't regret having had you.
I guess I've always felt I reminded you of Dad.
Well, you do, but I guess I made you feel that way. No, darling, I've always been very, very happy that I had you. I hope that you believe me.
How did the club make things so bad between the two of you?
Oh, I don't really know. You know, your father just became obsessed by it. He spent so much time there. He stayed there every night till all hours. I guess I began to feel that he just cared more about it than he did about me.
Well, why didn't you join him there?
I tried, darling, but it just wasn't my scene. I felt like an outsider.
It's funny, that's how Dad felt about the lifestyle at home.
Well, I don't see why. It was his home, too. If he felt that way, it's because he made himself an outsider. You know, I learned two things when your father left me. And the first was that you cannot live your life through a man. That's why I've always been so insistent that you finish your college education, that you be able to be independent and prepared for life.
What else did you learn?
That I couldn't blame your father for all my problems. I made a lot of mistakes, too.
Mom, that's the first time I've ever heard you admit that.
Ruth, I just want you to watch out for Peter, that's all.
Thank you for the warning.
And what do I have to do to get you to listen to reason?
Well, say something that makes sense. It's not based on the bitterness of an ex-wife, and then maybe I'll listen. Right now, I'm going to go upstairs. I'm going to rehearse so I don't disturb you.
Presents to you, in commemoration of his birthday, excerpts from one of the most famous speeches of Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr.
I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will they be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that my poor little we will be able to work together, to pray together, to struggle together, to go to jail together, to stand up for freedom together, knowing that we will be free one day. From every mountainside, let freedom ring, and when this happens, when we let it ring from every village and every hamlet, from every state and every city, we will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual, free at last, free at last, thank God Almighty, we are free at last.
I know. His words make me feel that way, too.
I keep thinking about what he says in that speech and how so few of us still have that dream.
I know. We may have won a battle or two. We haven't begun to win the war. We won't either. Not until there's not a door that our brothers and sisters can walk through. It's up to us. The few fortunate enough to achieve that dream. To help future generations achieve it. You can't let Dr. King's work end here. We're the hope of our people.